Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're in the market for a premium TV in 2025 and you're stuck between choosing a QD Mini-LED powerhouse or a legendary OLED display, you're watching exactly the right video. Today we're diving deep into two absolute beasts, the TCL C8K and the LG C5, to help you make the smartest buying decision. Before we jump in, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss our tech breakdowns. And drop a comment below telling me what TV you're currently using and what's the biggest issue you're facing with it. Is it the brightness? The blacks? Gaming lag? Let me know because your feedback shapes our future content. Understanding the technology war. Let's start by understanding what we're actually comparing here. The TCL C8K, which you might also see labeled as the QM8K in the US market, represents the cutting edge of quantum dot mini-LED technology. On the other side, we have the LG C5, which continues LG's legendary old lineup with their latest WOLED Evo panel technology. These aren't just two different TVs, they're two completely different philosophies about how to create the perfect picture. Mini-LED technology, which TCL uses in the C8K, is essentially an evolution of traditional LED backlighting. Instead of having a few dozen LED zones lighting up your screen from behind, Mini-LED uses thousands of tiny LEDs. The C8K packs somewhere between 1680 to 3840 dimming zones in the 65-inch model, depending on the exact configuration. Think of it like switching from a room with 5 light switches to a room with thousands of individual candles you can control separately. This gives you incredible brightness and more precise control over which parts of the screen light up. OLED technology in the LG C5 works completely differently. Instead of a backlight, each pixel produces its own light. When a pixel needs to be black, it simply turns off completely. This means the C5 has essentially infinite dimming zones because every single pixel is its own zone. The analogy here would be having millions of individual fireflies, each one capable of turning on or off independently with perfect precision. The brightness battle. Here's where things get really interesting. The TCL C8K is an absolute monster when it comes to brightness. We're talking about peak HDR brightness levels reaching between 4500 to 5000 nits. To put that in perspective, that's bright enough to compete with direct sunlight reflecting off your screen. If you have a living room with large windows, lots of natural light, or you just like watching TV during the day, this kind of brightness is a game changer. The LG C5, while significantly improved from its predecessor the C4, still tops out around 1000 nits in real-world scenes. Now, before you think that's weak, understand that 1000 nits is still plenty bright for most content. OLEDs have always prioritized perfect blacks and infinite contrast over raw brightness. And for darkroom viewing, this approach works beautifully. The C5's brightness improvement over the C4 is noticeable and welcome, but it's simply not designed to compete with Mini-LED in pure brightness wars. What does this mean for you practically? If your TV room has windows that face the sun during prime viewing hours, or if you're the type who watches TV with all the lights on, the TCL C8K will give you a significantly better experience. HDR content will pop with incredible intensity, and you won't be fighting glare and washed-out colors. The LG C5 can handle moderate ambient light just fine, but in truly bright conditions, it can't match the C8K's ability to punch through that light. Contrast and black levels. Now let's flip the script and talk about where the LG C5 absolutely dominates. Black levels and contrast ratio are where old technology has traditionally reigned supreme, and the C5 continues that legacy. When a pixel on an OLED screen needs to display black, it turns off completely. Not dimmed, not darkened, but completely off. This creates what we call perfect blacks because there's literally zero light emission. The TCL C8K, despite having thousands of dimming zones, still uses a backlight. This means when you're watching a dark scene with a bright star or a subtitle in the corner, the mini-LED zones around that bright element need to light up. TCL has done an impressive job minimizing blooming and haloing, which is that glow you sometimes see around bright objects on dark backgrounds, but it's still there if you look for it. In a completely dark room watching a moody thriller or a space movie with lots of black backgrounds, you might notice this effect. The infinite contrast of the C5 means that bright objects sit on perfectly black backgrounds with no glow, no halo, nothing. It's like comparing a print on pure black paper versus dark gray paper. Both might look good, but one is technically perfect. For movie enthusiasts who prefer darkroom viewing and appreciate every nuance of cinematography, this matters tremendously. Color performance. Both of these TVs are serious performers in the color department, but they achieve it differently. The TCL C8K uses quantum dot technology, which enhances color volume and vibrancy. It covers about 91% of the DCI P3 color space, which is the standard Hollywood uses for digital cinema. This means vibrant reds, deep blues, and rich greens that really pop off the screen. Quantum dots excel at maintaining color saturation even at high brightness levels, so you get punchy, vivid colors even in bright HDR scenes. The LG C5 prioritizes color accuracy over pure vibrancy. Its WOLED Evo panel with the Alpha 9 AI Gen 8 processor delivers colors that are incredibly true to life. Out of the box, the C5 typically requires less calibration to achieve accurate colors that match what content creators intended. Professional reviewers consistently praise LG's color processing and upscaling engine for making everything from streaming content to Blu-rays look their absolute best. If you prefer a more cinematic, film-accurate presentation where colors look exactly as the director intended, the C5 has the edge. If you want colors that wow you with their vibrancy and punch, especially in bright, colorful content like animated films or sports, the C8K delivers that excitement. Gaming Performance Deep Dive. For gamers, both of these TVs are absolute powerhouses, but they cater to slightly different gaming preferences. Let's break down what makes each special. The TCL C8K supports 4K at 144 Hz, which is fantastic for next-gen console gaming and high-end PC gaming. But here's where it gets interesting. It can also do 288s at 1080p resolution. If you're a competitive PC gamer playing esports titles like Counter-Strike, Valorant, or League of Legends, that 288's refresh rate at 1080p gives you incredibly smooth motion that can provide a competitive edge. The C8K also supports both FreeSync Premium Pro and G-Sync for variable refresh rate technology, eliminating screen tearing. Input lag is measured at just 4.8 milliseconds at 120 Hz, which is excellent. However, it only has two HDMI 2.1 ports, so if you have multiple next-gen consoles and a high-end soundbar, you might need an HDMI switcher. The LG C5 also supports 4K at 144 Hz with VRR through both G-Sync and FreeSync. It maintains extremely low input lag at 144 Hz, and here's a major advantage: it has 4 full HDMI 2.1 ports. This means you can connect your PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, gaming PC, and a soundbar all simultaneously without any compromises. The near-instant pixel response time of old technology means zero motion blur in fast-paced gaming scenarios, though some users report minor stutter during slow camera pans in certain games. One unique feature of the C8K is Dolby Vision gaming support, which very few games currently utilize but could become more common. The C5's gaming optimizer menu and game dashboard features are more refined, giving you easy access to all your gaming settings without diving through menus. Audio systems. Sound quality often gets overlooked in TV comparisons, but it matters. The TCL C8K comes equipped with a 6.2.2 channel Bang & Olufsen tuned Dolby Atmos system. This is genuinely impressive for built-in TV speakers. You get decent height effects, clear dialogue, and surprising bass response for a flat panel display. While you'll still want a proper soundbar or home theater system for the best experience, the C8K's audio is actually usable for casual viewing. The LG C5 features a 2.2 channel 40-watt system with AI Sound Pro that can virtually upsample audio to 9.1.2 channels. It's competent and clear, but it doesn't have the same physical speaker configuration as the C8K. The virtual surround processing is clever, but it can't match actual upward-firing speakers. One downside for audiophiles is that the C5 lacks DEET's pass-through, so if you have older Blu-rays or media files using DEET's audio, you'll need an external solution. Smart TV experience. The TCL C8K runs Google TV, which is clean, intuitive, and gives you access to essentially every streaming app you could want. The interface is fast with the IP Pro processor, and the integration with Google Assistant and Chromecast is seamless. If you're already in the Google ecosystem with a Nest smart home setup, everything works together beautifully. The LG C5 uses WebOS 2025, which LG has refined over many years. It's smooth, responsive, and features LG's Magic Remote with point-and-click functionality that some users absolutely love and others find gimmicky. WebOS has excellent app support, and the Alpha 9 AI Gen 8 processor ensures everything runs quickly. Both platforms will serve you well, so this really comes down to personal preference. Price and value proposition. Let's talk money, because this is where the TCL C8K really makes its case. In the US market, the 65-inch QM8K launched around $1,699 and has since dropped even lower during sales. The LG C5 in the same 65-inch size retails for about $2,699. That's a $1,000 difference, which is significant. In Europe, the pricing gap is narrower, with the C8K ranging from $1,599 to $1,599 and the C5 starting around $1,700, though the C5 tends to stay closer to $2,000 in practice. That price difference buys you the OLED technology, better processing, more HDMI 2.1 ports, and that perfect black level performance. Whether that's worth the premium depends entirely on your priorities and viewing environment. The C8K offers tremendous value if brightness and HDR impact are your priorities. The C5 asks you to pay more for the old experience, superior processing, and that infinite contrast ratio. Size options and availability. The TCL C8K is available in larger sizes, 65, 75, 85, and even a massive 98-inch model. The LG C5 offers more variety on the smaller end with 42, 48, 55, 65, 77, and 83-inch options. Both are widely available at major retailers like Best Buy and Amazon in the US, and through various electronics retailers across Europe. Launch timing was staggered with European availability from March through June 2025 and US availability following later. Making your decision. So after everything we've covered, which TV should you actually buy? Here's how I'd break it down based on different use cases. Choose the TCL C8K if you have a bright living room with lots of windows and daytime viewing. If you watch a lot of HDR content and want that wow factor with explosive brightness and vibrant colors. If you're a PC gamer who can take advantage of that 288 HTHIS mode. If you want excellent built-in sound without immediately needing a soundbar. And if you want to save a significant amount of money while still getting premium performance. Choose the LG C5 if you primarily watch in a dark or dim room where perfect blacks matter. If you're a movie enthusiast who values accurate colors and superior processing. If you have multiple HDMI 2.1 devices and need those 4 ports. If you prefer console gaming where OLED's instant pixel response shines. And if you're willing to pay the premium for OLED technology and everything that comes with it. The truth is, both of these TVs represent the pinnacle of their respective technologies in 2025. The TCL C8K proves that Mini-LED has evolved to the point where it can compete with OLED in almost every meaningful way while offering superior brightness at a lower price. The LG C5 shows that old still holds advantages in contrast, processing, and overall refinement that justify its premium pricing for the right user. There's no universal winner here because these TVs excel in different areas. Your viewing environment, content preferences, and budget will determine which is right for you. What I can tell you is that whichever one you choose, you're getting a genuinely excellent premium television that will serve you well for years to come. If you found this comparison helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for more in-depth tech reviews. Drop a comment telling me which TV you're leaning toward and why. Are you Team Mini LED brightness or Team Old Blacks? I read every comment and your input helps shape future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.